I'm here in Sedona on my third ride on my YT Izzo Uncaged 7, doing a little bit of a review. I'm just starting out my ride over on the Slim Shady Trail. You can see Bell Rock across the road over there. And before I get started, I just wanted to say a couple things. I used to ride a YT Izzo Pro Race, and one of the first things I noticed about this bike, they're using a different carbon, an ultra modulus carbon is I think what they call it. And it feels pretty similar in a lot of ways, but it is actually stiffer. On my old bike, I used to be able to push here and there was a little bit of flex. This bike feels a lot more stiff than the other one, but I think it's also a little bit lighter. Pretty awesome feature. One of the things I don't love that I've just noticed recently about riding in Sedona, I'm gonna do a faux pas and put my bike on the ground. If you look under the bike right here, there's not a lot of protection. And so worries me a little bit about kicking rocks up. I don't know if they did that to save weight, but on the down tube on my previous bike, they put a little bit more plastic under there. It feels pretty good. It feels just as good as my 130 mil Pro Race felt, maybe better. I'm actually really liking the 120 mil Rock Shocks. What do we got here? Sid Ultimate. Sidlux Ultimate. I think the stanchions being wider at 35 millimeters on the fork has really helped the bike to feel fantastic. Woo! Oh, this is fun stuff. I've never ridden this before. What do we got here? Woo! But it feels pretty good on this techie stuff. The bike's not made for this. This would probably be a little more fun on my SV 150, but for a cross-country slash trail bike, this just feels fantastic. It feels really good. Handling all of this stuff really nicely. Phew. Oh, it just keeps going. Oh, so awesome. Fantastic work, Sedona, on these trails. Point out the cockpit, it's nice and clean. One of the things YT has done with this bike that they haven't with previous bikes is they've cut the cables a little shorter. And so between that and the Axis drivetrain cleaning things up, we've got a pretty nice looking cockpit. And you know, that's nice for a number of reasons. I don't know what they were thinking on some of their previous bikes. We don't do bar spins usually on cross country and trail bikes, but I think they got it right on this one. Oh, let's go ahead and try. Let's see if we can do this. I'm a little nervous. Maybe I shouldn't do it on video, but we'll give it a shot. Oh, that's not too bad. We can do this. Woo! Yeah, that's all right. Oh, I don't think I'm on the trail anymore. I think I'm in the middle of a ditch somewhere. Lots of super climby tech here in Sedona. These bikes handled it really well. Although I did try Highline, which is a double diamond trail on this bike, I just felt like I was underbiked. Oh, here's a good one. Wouldn't let it bother any of you who don't ride double blocks very often. But for most of this, you know, drops, rolls, this bike's handling it really well. And one of the reasons I got this bike, it's not the lightest cross-country slash trail bike in the world. We'll go down here. But some of the other bikes I was looking at had warnings about not taking the bike off more than a 60 centimeter, which is like 2 feet drop, you know. And I don't ever feel like on my Izzo, like the frame is not robust enough for me to do the stuff I really like to do. And so, well, it's a heavy cross-country bike. I don't feel like it's gonna break on me. I feel like it can handle stuff like this. Pretty, oh, knock on wood. What I do really want on a bike is a bike that is lightweight in the wheels and all the things that rotate. The drivetrain, I want the tires to be fast rolling, at least for this bike. For an enduro bike, I might want bigger, more robust tires. Sorry about that. Sorry, I messed up. I'm giving it a second shot. There we go. Hopefully I make it. Okay, that was a little better. Just gotta be aggressive through this stuff. There we go. Okay. That felt pretty good. Climbed well. I'm entering HT trail, whatever that means. Just popping out from under the road right now. And I guess we go left after this. This looks like a fun climb. Oh! Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I made it. Have a good one. Some nice people. There's nice people everywhere here. I think it's you're on vacation. People just are a little happier. And not only that, I think there's a lot of mountain bikers here and people have been watching out for each other. It's been really nice. Oh. So close. So the lockout on this bike has just never really been able to stick in a locked position. So I twist to lock it out and it just slips right back into the open position. If it's going to slip into any position, I'd rather have it be the open position. So I reached out to YT, told them about it, and they've been really responsive. They set up a warranty with SRAM for me. They said it'd be 2 to 5 days, and I'm in that window of waiting. YT in the United States has always been really good to me and my buddies for no particular reason other than I think they just have good customer service. So I think they'll get it fixed. It's the lockout's sort of a deal breaker for me. I didn't shop for bikes that didn't have it because I think those marginal gains that you get from locking it out are just too important to lose. But this bike's also cheaper than a lot of the other bikes, and so even if I have some issues setting up the lockout, it takes me a few weeks or something, I think I'll still come up on top financially for sure as compared to like a Scott Spark. I wanted to say a little bit about the wheels. The DT Swiss XRC 1200 spline, I think what they're called. They're not that different from what I just came from. Ooh. It's a little sketchy. Oh. Maybe try that again. I think the hubs are the same, but these wheels are just a little bit more quiet. You can hear them. Pretty even sound. And I can't feel that much difference, even though my previous Izzo had the XMC wheels, which were a little bit more trail focused. Okay, here we go. Let's get a better one. There we go. Okay. And these are more cross-country focused. These are a little lighter. Can't really feel the difference. Really the only difference that is perceivable to me is that the hubs are quieter. And I have no idea why, because I really thought they were supposed to be the same. So I've either lost the trail or the trail has turned into this outrageously steep rock face. And I think it's the second, so I'm gonna give it a shot. Just to sort of see how it goes. But it looks straight up and down to me. Oh! Oh, that was ugly. But that's also steep. This really is pretty steep. That nose hit was a little hard without having as much suspension as I'm used to, but it felt pretty good still. Okay. Wow, so cool. I guess this is my trail. Hey guys. The views are so stunning all the way around. Down there is where I just came from. And I guess here's where I'm going. So the shifting's pretty good. You just heard it kind of cranking a little bit. But I shifted a whole bunch of gears all at once. Oh. This is my first time ever with axis shifting and with a reverb seat post. Oh gosh, that sounded bad. I'm still getting used to it. It's been pretty crisp, but it's also new to me. Right here, yes, right here. I'm sorry.
No worries.
It's just me.
Okay, just me too.
Have a good one. That felt a little sketchy. I just felt a little sketchy going off that drop. Need to get back a little bit more on this bike. One thing I thought that I would hate about this bike, I don't know what I hate, but dislike, is the width of the handlebars. We've got these Next race face Next SL handlebars that are 740 millimeters. That's a 60 millimeters smaller than my enduro bike. I just thought I'd hate it. I haven't really noticed, except for the GoPro footage looks kind of funny. Besides that, I haven't really noticed. One thing I have noticed, where's my trail? Where's my trail? Oh, here. One thing I have noticed is these bars are a little bit more compliant than my previous bars. This bike is so stiff that I used to get this cyclist palsy on my pro race, and I haven't felt it at all on this bike, on the Uncaged 7. And I think that has a lot to do with the handlebars. I don't know what else it could be, but they just feel a little bit more compliant. I don't get numb through my hands right here, and I've really liked that so far. I'm gonna stick with the handlebars for a while longer. This bike has a saddle that's actually functional. It's comfortable. I think it's called the STG Bel Air 3.0 or something like that. And it feels good. It feels just as good as any saddle I've ever had. So you won't have to budget that 120 bucks for a new saddle like you do with most previous YT bikes. I think it's a huge plus. Loose. One thing that I forgot to say, I thought about a couple times throughout the day, is I sized down from an extra large to a large. I'm 6 feet 1 inch tall, And I just wish I could have had the longer dropper post follow me down. This large has a 150 millimeter dropper post. The extra large has 170 or 175, depending on what model you're going for usually. And I just miss being able to get that seat out of the way, but it's no choice to do that. Something large still feels good. You know, I can get out of the way for the most part. And other than that, I'm actually really liking the reverb dropper. I like it better than the axis shifting. I just feel like it just is really precise, I guess. Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
It's just me. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. And there we have it. Slim Shady, some of the hog trails. Really saw a little bit of every type of trail on this bike today. I loved it. So much fun. And now I'm heading back to the parking lot. I'm gonna call it a day.